growing up in junior high and high school, I was always very skinny. I think when I graduated high school, I was a size 0. When I got married to my husband in 2012, I was I think my wedding dress was a size 18, so pretty large. After my husband and I got married, there were several different events that still stick out into my head. So he used to work for a company, and they would rent out Six Flags for the day, and we would get to go to Six Flags and ride all the rides. We didn't have long lines. I remember wanting to go on one of the rides, and I got in the ride. I was so excited. It was a ride that I'd never done before, and I thought, I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to do it. And it wouldn't latch, so I had to get off the ride. So that was pretty upsetting. By the time that I started thinking about when I wanted to have surgery or have something done, I was in a size 26. So I just continued to gain and gain and gain, regardless of what I did, regardless of diets, regardless of exercise. I couldn't get the weight to fall off. So we had decided to start having kids at 29, which was older than I thought that I had originally wanted. So at that point, I felt a little bit of urgency. So we were trying, you try and figure out when you're going to ovulate, when you're going to have your cycle so that you can get pregnant. And I remember taking like a pregnancy test like every day, and then my period coming like 2 weeks late. And it was just a struggle. And I had, when I went to the bariatric informational session, I had talked to them about having children, and I'd done some research, and they said, well, it's likely because of your weight that you're not ovulating properly. It may be hard for you to have children.
Ashley, I think she had only reflux and PCOS, which was polycystic ovarian syndrome, and which causes hirsutism and difficulty in conceiving. Her main goal was to improve that.
I was very nervous with that aspect of it. I think any surgery, no matter how big or small, you always have doubts in your mind. We met with the doctors and the surgeons beforehand, as you would with anything else, and went through those processes. I think we had a pretty good understanding of what it was going to be.
I had the roux-en-y surgery, so that is basically where they go in and they take your stomach and they partition it off, and then they take a part of your intestines and they bypass a pretty large part of your intestines and reattach that to a much smaller stomach. That's about the size of an egg, maybe a little bit smaller.
With Ashley has been a model patient. She did undergo extensive nutritional and psychological counseling and chose this was her only way to get better and reach her goals, which was more than just losing weight.
So I started out before surgery at 360 pounds, and I had lost most of my weight by about 6 months, which is pretty quick. Some people don't lose it that much that quick, but I have lost all the way down to about my lowest weight, which was about 180 pounds, by about 6 to 8 months after surgery. I
could see it just in her daily activities. She had more energy. She was willing to go out and do more things.
So after the surgery, they tell you have to wait 2 years or be at a stable weight to try and have children. So we finally decided to start trying. And the first month we were very fortunate and we did get pregnant. At Christmas time of that year, we had our anatomy scan, and they wrapped a little bear in a box. We gave a pink one and a blue one. We said, whatever the gender is, put it in a box and we'll open it at Christmas. So we went up to West Virginia to visit my family, opened that box, and I just knew it was a little boy, but it was a little girl. So then we came home and we had another appointment, and we found out that the little girl had triploidy, and that she wasn't going to make it. We waited a little while, and then we tried again, and we got pregnant again that September, and then I had a tubal pregnancy that ruptured. So then we lost that one in that November. A couple months later, we ended up getting pregnant again, so we're very fortunate that we became very fertile after the surgery. And that little boy had Down syndrome, and then he ended up developing hydrops, which is fluid all around the body, and he ended up passing in my womb at 16 weeks. And about a month before I started my new job, I found out I was pregnant, and I thought, oh my gosh, I just left my support system. I left everything I've known. Fast forward to August 14th, and we delivered a very healthy little girl. We named her Hadley Grace. We named her middle name Grace after her sister Kinley Grace that was born stillborn, and she was born healthy. She was born 6 pounds, 11 ounces, 19¼ inches long, and she was just a few days early. I ended up being induced to have her. So it's really been a miracle and a real joy to have her. And because I had the surgery, I'm able to run around up and down the stairs with her, carrying her up and down. She's not mobile yet. She's only 5 months, but I look forward to when she's running around and playing outside, and I'm able just to chase her and have fun, which I probably wouldn't have been able to do before.
Being a dad is fantastic. Hadley's doing great, and she's just the best thing that's happened to us. It's been a long time coming with the struggles that we've had, and we're just enjoying every moment of it.
It was hard, but I wouldn't go back and do it any differently. I don't regret anything that I did.